Oh, no, he's heading off. Okay. Better say bye.
Anyway, thanks for letting me have a quick chat with you before I go.
Yeah, no
I'll catch
worries.
you later, buddy.
So, do you want us to ping you when we rehost at 2:30?
Yeah, throw me a ping. I might not show up, so if I don't respond, don't worry.
Okay. I will bear that in mind, and we will get that done. Cool.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, so Solar Gamer has just gone. He was one of the Iberian powers, having built up Silesia a little bit. Didn't really have much of a chance to look at what he was doing there. Agrippa is here, yes. Agrippa... Who's Agrippa playing as? He is playing as Macedon. He was supposed to be here from the start. I think he only just missed, like, the first half an hour, maybe? He's been here a while. I think Carthage is missing a really good chance to grab land from Rome. That could be possible. Oh, I really want to go into the Greek channel, but I also really don't want to, like, upset their plans. Ah, sod it, I'm the commentator, I'm allowed to.
I think that would be very fitting for Crete. Crete is like the new island in terms of, like, beginner stuff.
I'm
well,
totally
and
not
it's pretty
spying.
good because it's got so many cities.
And good resources. They got iron. They're fine.
And wood, so you can build boats. Think of it, Crete didn't have wood.
Crete does have wood. Iron wood.
I know, if it didn't, though, it would be
Yeah,
unplayable.
that would be bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Slave happiness, provincial loyalty, triremes, cohort recruit, commerce income, slave happiness, freeman happiness, and heavy infantry. Yeah, it's not bad.
No, I'm doing that on YouTube, and it's going pretty well. Though I have to say, the color of Crete when you form it is very disappointing.
Really? What colour is it? Oh,
It's
no
this
spoilers.
like blah, grayish white nonsense.
So it's kind of similar.
So from Gnosis, which is that pretty green.
Okay. Have you built the Colossus? Do you start with that?
No, that's Rhodes,
Sorry,
I think. No.
There's something. Oh, it's the Minotaur
Colossus
Palace.
and Rhodos.
Yeah, it's the Minotaur Palace at Knossos.
Oh, we can do that as well?
I don't know if you can, but that was a thing.
Okay.
Not that I've seen playing. It's not a decision, at least.
Just looking at the decisions now.
Though
No,
I
it's
did
not.
call the series the Minotaur's Island as reference to it.
That's what I was referring to. So I'm a little disappointed you can't build the palace, or did it already exist? I don't actually know, like, what era that was versus where we are now.
So I'm gonna massively fortify my country to keep anyone out that is trying to come in here. I think that's gonna be a good move.
So, do the Greek nations have any super secret plans they want to share, bearing in mind that people might be stream sniping?
Oh, we have the commentator in here. Hello, how's it going?
Hi.
Mordred's been talking for a few minutes.
Right, so yeah, I don't know. I'm out of manpower. Still.
Yeah, we're kind of waiting a bit because Thrace is out of manpower, but obviously we want to tackle these frustrating southern Greek alliances and see if we can't break through.
Well, Phrygia just collapsed, so your opportunities have just exploded.
Yeah, Phrygia's got problems. Also, I noticed that the country I hopped out of is somehow won their civil war.
What? Oh, they have as well.
Though they had, like, no troops. Though what I'm thinking is I had bought mercs that I couldn't get over because no one liked me enough, and I'm wondering if the AI, with their bonuses, was able to get the mercs over.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at them right now, they have their clan chief retinues, but that's about it.
Well, they probably would have disbanded them after they won the war, I would assume?
Yeah, but mercenaries still hang around where you disband them, don't they?
No, they walk back to where they started from.
Oh, okay. I haven't actually recruited any mercenaries yet in this game, so I have no idea how they work.
So I could take the manpower blessing. Not
Yeah, which
sure.
blessings have you guys found that you've been using a lot?
Unrest, to be quite honest, because of province loyalty. Guess
Really?
I'm gonna pop that now too.
Where's that province?
Kind of depends. If I'm going into war, it's usually Blessing of Ares. If it's right after a war, quite often it's Blessing of Zeus or Blessing of Apollo for manpower and aggressive expansion. If I'm going through peace, it's usually pop growth or research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find myself using the pop growth a lot, and then also discipline.
I sort of joined in the middle of a war, so I went ahead and chose Blessing of Apollo.
Yeah, that manpower bonus.
Mhm.
Yeah, it absolutely helps.
Well, your province loyalties are pretty good. So glad that Blondie told me about the province map mode, because it shows you the loyalty of every province under you. It's quite useful. And also the regional one, which shows you the loyalty of the governors.
Governor.
Yeah, the
I don't have any
unlimited
governors.
loyalty under control.
You don't have any loyalty which is lower than 90. I think you'll be fine.
I'm guessing like this is similar to CK2 in the sense of like once your leader dies, there's probably a much higher chance of a civil war.
I assume so, because I think when
It
you...
depends on the pretenders.
Okay,
I've noticed
okay.
that if you don't have an actual, like if you're playing a monarchy and you don't actually have a son, so it's going to like your brother, then
Mhm.
it's pretty, the pretenders are all fairly equal. So if someone's got a lot of supporters because they hated your other guy, you got trouble.
Oh wow.
Haven't actually played a monarchy yet, so I have no idea. I've only really spent time with the tribals so far.
Tribe is very interesting to play. I enjoy it a lot. I'm so glad that it's a completely different playstyle.
Yes, especially the migratory ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my single player, I've got one going with the Langobards, the Longbeards, and basically just trying to move them into the mountains and turn them into the dwarves.
That's awesome.
Like that.
Yeah.
The Langobards are in northern Italy, right?
Northern Germany.
Germany. Okay.
So if you check the trade goods, there's only 3 provinces in Europe that have gemstones.
Yes.
Right. The lowest of them, which is the province of Sedava, and that's the one where I've migrated the Teuton tribes in my series, and it's really interesting because this has gemstones, which boosts your civilization level if you have a surplus, and if you export it even further, and that allows you to kind of keep a civilized center where you can have normal citizens and freemen. And then the rest of the lands can just be uncivilized for the tribesmen.
That's actually quite funny, because my dwarves, spoilers for people who want to watch that series, close your ears right now, where the 2 gemstones are quite close to each other in Europe, to their left are some unpassable mountains, and then like a mountain pass, which is precious metals. So basically, my capital is a gold mine with gemstones in the same region, and then gemstones just north.
Yeah, that is also
south.
a great
It's like-
region up there.
It's a great dwarven region. It's just like iron, gold, gems. Perfect. And mountains, of course.
Well, what's nice about Syracuse, and I'm going to dive into it tomorrow when I play them single player again, is that island has grain, fish, and livestock.
Yeah, that's a fantastic combo.
So
That's a
you
ton
get
of
some
population.
serious growth in terms of your pop.
Oh, good grief, you have one province with 3 grain.
Yeah,
Surplus
Sparta,
gold.
right? No.
Magna Graecia.
Oh
Sicily.
yeah, that one. Oh yeah. Right. You can stack the slaves there too in the farmlands. Get even more out of it.
And then you've also got wine, so if you get your surplus there, you get your army maintenance cost down, which just gives you more money. Glass, which gives you tech investments. Stone surplus also gives you build cost minus, so you can really turtle hard with Sicily.
Is that what you did in the Divide the Spoils?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Spiff's Into Space Scotland, I had the highest tech of all the players.
He did Into Space Scotland.
Well, Syracuse this time around also has insane tech.
He died valiantly as Phrygia, and then ran off to Scotland, and went into space. His video is quite amusing of it.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch that. Yeah, I've watched Ben's. I've watched some of the like official video, and that's it.
There's a ton of content hitting YouTube right now.
Yeah, Pravis's is also really funny. His 10 minutes of glorious Epirus before dying. The music he plays in the background just like adds to it.
So here's the question: were you really playing a long con, or was that just something that kind of happened?
We had discussed the fact that he was in a really terrible position over there in Gedia. And none of us ever stated anything because we were on stream.
Mm-hmm.
But we were... I would say it was a 50-50 in that we believed him when he said he still supported us and he wanted to be part of the Mediterranean Alliance. Still. But then we were also half worried that he would stab us in the back a second time. But we were the ones who talked to the Germanics and convinced them to invite him to join them rather than to invade him before Thrace.
Right.
Which ended up working out. Poor Aldrahill. So he did save it in the end, because the Egyptians gave up on sacking Rome to go help him.
Yeah, the Egyptians really went for Rome hard, but were repulsed on like every opportunity.
Well, what Feedback and I were doing was we would just allow them to land. Maybe they'd take a province or two, but then they'd get stuck on a fort. And they had so many elephants and camels and cavalry and heavies that they would just die. They take so much attrition because if you click on if you click on my army in Sparta, my 8K, and you hover over heavy infantry, the image, it tells you that their attrition weight is plus 50%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, compare that to light infantry, which is minus 50% attrition.
Yep.
And archers are minus 10.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was talking to Midge about, actually. When I was doing my Rome game, I was having huge problems with attrition, because obviously they have a lot of heavy infantry armies. So I'd have one army which was just light infantry for the sieges, and then I'd use the heavies to actually fight the battles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what you gotta do. And the same goes if you look at elephants. I, of course, can't see any on the map, but if you look at them and show your stream, they're even worse than 50%, I think.
Let's see where Carthage armies are.
Or Egyptian.
Carthage just won a battle as I was clicking on them. Elephants.
I hope I don't regret this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and attack Boeotia.
200% attrition. Yikes.
Let me just check the Web of Alliances. There were Rhodes and Praesos. They are guaranteed by Phrygia, but yeah, they're not very strong right now.
Phrygia, I've got all kinds of problems. Anyway, I'll let you go and fight your war. I will go and talk to some of the others. Thanks very much.
Okay, have a good one.
Thanks, man. Here.
Please don't call me in right now, Agrippa. I will not.
I won't.
So they can't.
Hello.
Hello!
How are things going in the Anglo-Germanic region?
I just
there's not
had a
much we
couple
can do
major
anymore.
victories.
It's
Got
like
a little bigger.
only Gaul and Germania now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Mord just took a shit ton of land.
Oh, all of you seem to be growing hugely. Like Emnil, I tried to drag into my commentary thing, but no talking. He's huge.
I didn't hear you telling anything, so...
Oh. I just dragged you into my commentary box, and I was like, what happened? You just exploded in size. That's quite impressive. Because a lot of the other tribals, I think, have been kind of struggling to keep it together, so what's the secret?
Well, only safe wars and then colonization. As you can see, I started first war with no CB, so I doubled in size. I was still small enough to have allies, so I won a second war, and that's about it. And then I was just colonizing slowly but surely and trying to keep my chiefs happy.
Gotcha.
Which is actually pretty difficult because one of them is honest. So
Oh, so you can't bribe him.
Yep.
Well, I'm about to declare another war.
Ooh, who won?
On Tugania. They're the dude just to my southeast.
Tugania. It's part of the problem with this game. It's like they have such weird names. It's like, where is that? Oh, there they are. I see them. Mid-green colorish. No, that's Tugania. Oh, there's Tugania, just south of them. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm about to attack him in a very stupid attack that I probably shouldn't have, but he needs to die, and he had low morale, so had to be done.
You're coming in with lots of light cavalry.
I love me some light cav.
The light cav have been pretty good. I've used them myself, yeah.
Yeah, light cav, I mean, just the fact that they can march really quickly is worth its weight in gold. Although my light cav army did just get a random event for 4 cohorts of a random type, and it's added heavy infantry to it. So, despite the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, heavy infantry is so OP, I'm probably going to disband them as soon as I can.
You could always put them in a different army, so you have the light cav separate. Although, are they loyal? Yeah, they're loyal.
All of my armies that I own myself will be pure light cav because I love them.
Fair enough. I'm trying to think what I've been using the most. Probably is actually heavy infantry, even as is tribal, although they are sodding expensive.
And they're so heavy as well, which is not good.
I tend to run with 2 armies though, one which is for sieging, which is light infantry, and then one which is actually for the fights, which just stands back in the high supply regions.
Oh yeah, definitely a good idea. Although, I mean, I use my clans for sieging because I don't care about their manpower.
Yeah, I do that too.
So, if I could get them to only have light infantry, that would be great, but I mean, my manpower is trash. Like, has never gone higher than, like, 1,000. I mean, I had the Civil War, which gave me 7,000 manpower, which was really, really handy, but I didn't last very long because I needed 6,500 manpower to reinforce my light cav army.
Isn't that always the way?
Yeah, like at the moment I'm like 5.2k manpower in the whole, and that's just my light cav army.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm just going to jump into the commentary box because we've got a player war, so I need to go and see what's going on.
Absolutely. Ooh.
Alright, so apparently Sparta and Macedon are fighting. I'm just going to see if that's an actual intentional war or not. Part of Sparta is in fact occupied by Macedon. They are still in the same chat channel, so I don't know if there's some weird shenanigans going on here. But let's take a look at Sparta's armies. I'm gonna... Oh, that's Phrygia. Is it because one of them was a Phrygian minion? So we got the Macedonian Boeotian War, which does include Sparta. And their side have rather significantly more troops than the Macedonian side. And then the other war was Sparta versus Lephraeon. So it looks like Macedon declared war on somebody, not realizing the alliance chain that would kick off. And that's now happening. I do wonder if we're actually going to see those two fighting. So this is the one of the Spartan armies. How many armies does Sparta have? Sparta only has the one army, which is 8,000 here. They are currently sieging. Here comes Phrygia. Still with a decent number of troops, although looking at the number of Macedonians marching south right now, that wouldn't necessarily be the case. Wait, Mordred willing, happy to use cavalry? When I have to. I do much prefer heavy infantry, as I said. And no mercenaries. Are we seeing a new Viking? I haven't had the money for mercenaries. Mercenaries are very much a civilized world thing. With Rome, I didn't need to because I was pretty good at managing my manpower. And then there's the tribals, just haven't had the cash. They're quite poor. But in the future, I definitely will be using them, I am sure. And also I was a little bit reluctant because mercenaries are bugged. There are way too many of them than there should be. So once they've toned that down in what I'm hoping will be the next patch, I'll probably try to use them a bit more aggressively. So we have the Macedonians marching after the Phrygians. What is this war over? Aetolia. Oh, this was Phrygia declaring war on Macedon. Wow, Phrygia has just collapsed even further. They're tiny now. So what is your relation with Macedon? Not an ally. Easier way would be to check Sparta and see Sparta's diplomatic system. I don't know how you got into this war. Oh, battle. So 31,000 against 9,000. It does look like the Macedonians are kicking ass and taking names. Massive amount of discipline, 112% versus 0. 11,000 heavy infantry. The Phrygians did have heavy cavalry, which are pretty good, but not good enough. In fact, if we click on Phrygia... So, no, it would have to be actual Phrygia. And select your army. Heavy cavalry, they are excellent against archers, good against camels, good against chariots, good against light cavalry, good against light infantry. Mostly heavy cavalry are archer killers, and I don't know how many archers Macedon is rolling with right now. Let's switch back to the Macedonians. Mostly heavy infantry, which actually are good against heavy cavalry, so that's part of the reason that they won that battle so easily. So heavy infantry is good against heavy cavalry, chariots, and light infantry, and poor against horse archers, camels, and light cavalry. So if you come up against a lot of heavy infantry early on, you kind of want to use light cavalry if you have access to them, or even better, horse archers, but those are quite rare unless you come from the steppe countries. Okay, so... Oh no, that was just Macedon. Sparta was in the two wars. I'm going to assume that Sparta is focusing on the war that they actually declared, which was this one against Lephraon. And Gabster left the game. Oh, and Blondie is free. Let's go and talk to Blondie real quick. Hello! Freedom!
Yes, freedom!
Freedom! So
Finally.
How'd the war with Moria go?
Alright, I just had to pay them like 300 gold or something like that. 350, I think. And then I broke free from the Seleucid revolt. And yeah, we're good. Now I'm gonna go and expand into the Nepalese mountains.
I was wondering which direction you'd go from here, if it was going to be Parthia or if you go northwest into Scythia or Tibet, which works too. And yeah, a lot of the big empires are fragmenting, like Phrygia also just destroyed. Collapsed. And we've got our first player war between Sparta and Macedon, although I don't know if that was an intentional one. Which is kind of funny, because they're still in the same chat channel as each other. So, do you get anything special from the Nepalese areas? Is there any reason you want to go that way rather than...
No, it's just easy expansion. Really. It's nothing more to it than that. Parthia is already being attacked by Parnia.
So
and
nothing
whoever
to do
else,
with the Silk
and
Road
Maria.
that's up there.
You know what? That's a good point.
There's a lot of silk up there. I was already noticing you're quite wealthy. Like, your income of almost 15 ducats is really good.
Yeah, I don't have a huge army, so that's part of that. And also, I went from paying 6 gold a month to a terrible overlord. I didn't need to pay it.
That would certainly help.
So yeah, now it's time to grow.
Oh wow, you have steppe horses, you have elephants, crikey. You have access to everything.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, I don't have a surplus of steppe horses anymore. I do have elephants as well, and I have my first elephant.
Well, I happen to be in contact with another person who's trying to get a bit of a monopoly going on the steppe horses, so you might need to do some wheeling and dealing with them.
Well, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
No,
I'm
you're
just
in a
going to
pretty
take
good
my
area.
steppe horses. I have my own steppe horses, and I can probably get more.
Yeah, you're actually in a really good place for them. Like, he's in another really good place for them, and then basically everyone south of you guys is going to be in trouble.
Yeah. What color is steppe horses?
Cream.
Cream. I can't even see steppe horses anywhere.
If you look where your 14,000 man army is, 2 provinces to the northwest is steppe horses. So you've got grain, wild game, and then steppe.
Oh, there it is. Small provinces. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of steppe horses to go around, and I'm planning to go south, but not so much east.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just looking at the silk. 15% extra commerce income. And
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
lot of silk there in the northeast. Like, ooh.
Yeah, it's real good. Yeah. Commerce income, and then there's nice stuff like earthenware, which gives research points, hemp, which gives slave output, salt, of course. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff around here for trade goods that I might want.
And spices too.
Yep.
Oh man, imagine it. Spices and silk. Just combine the two.
Let's see, what
Cha-ching.
is it? Spices do
10% commerce income.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
15
very
from
nice.
the silk, 10 from the spices. Cha-ching.
Yeah. Then you have to decide, do you go for military bonuses or monetary bonuses?
Yeah, I mean, the way that I play, it's almost always monetary. But the military ones are pretty tempting.
Yeah, with no force limit, then going monetary just means you can have a bigger army.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was one of the things that really threw me when I first started playing. Is like, how big can an army can I get? It's a huge. Okay, let's just keep building. Like, one of the things that threw me is you can't see the wages in the recruit cohort macro builder.
Yeah.
So that really threw me, because you have to actually zoom into the province to see the wages of the individual units.
Mm-hmm.
And that was before I knew about loyalty reducing the maintenance cost as well.
Oh yeah. It's there's a lot of small things to keep track of in Imperator.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I am out of manpower. That's going to be an issue for me.
Many players seem to be out of manpower. It's kind of interesting seeing different people's strategies for trying to conserve it. Or not.
Yeah. I think Mercs is going to be mine.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to have a real appreciation for mercenaries. And of course, if you're a monetary nation, you can afford those mercenaries.
Yeah, absolutely. Mercenaries don't cost manpower. They do cost money, but we can all get more money. You can always get more money.
Yeah. The secret is silk and spices.
Yeah.
Slave, silk and spices. There you go. Anyway, I am going to go and see what's happening with this player war. So I will see you a bit later.
Enjoy.
We black flag thing.
Hello, player war people. How's the player war going?
It's an accidental player war.
I thought it might have been.
Yeah, we didn't do that on purpose at all.
So can you march your troops onto my ship?
Let's see. That would be pretty neat.
You need to have as
We'd
many
already
ships as
pretty
cohorts.
much decided, Mordred, that I'm keeping this bottom province and he can just do the rest.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna try being pirates.
You could also
No,
take
sadly
Crete.
not. Sadly not.
You could take Crete rolls. It's like 150 population, I guess.
Well,
Sizable.
one of the Syracuse owned.
Yeah, Syracuse owns 2 of the
So-
states there.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
good.
that full retreat you suggested. That's a great idea. Yeah, because I mean we'll take some morale damage or some damage in general, but at least we'll get back to Macedonia.
Why do we have to accept Syracusan expansion into Greece, though? Like, are we getting anything for that? Have they offered anything?
No, and I have to
So-
call shenanigans with Syracuse buying provinces off of Carthage.
Yeah, I don't think we're just gonna give up Greece. I will definitely give you money and aid in any other form if you take Crete.
Well, I'm gonna need boats first, and
I
to
can
get
sell
wood, I
you
have to
wood.
talk to these.
You can also, if you take the province of Herea, then you will have the wood yourself. But I think I'm producing wood. Let me just check what I'm exporting. There's a trade overview.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount of wood in Greece, only 2. Herea and Aetolia.
I'm exporting it to Achaia and Egypt. I'm going to keep the Egypt one, but I can end the other one to Achaia, and I can export it to you if you want to, Rose. I'll send you the wood. I send you the money for the ships.
The famous Spartan fleet.
Work, and I could attack Gnosis first.
Just one of them. You just need a foothold, right?
Yeah, Gnosis has wood, so once I have them, I don't need your wood, and so I can build more boats.
Yeah, but how will you attack them?
I just need to get boats from you, or get wood from you.
So it's a short-term agreement to get the wood, and then once you've secured your own, you don't need it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And then yeah.
That's fine. I mean, I have plenty of wood on my own. It doesn't matter to whom I export it, but I just cancel my trade deal. You can now ask me to import wood from me.